Welcome back to the channel. So in this thing I'm going over the new announcement from Hot Chili Copper, and then I'll be going out over what price does people like BHP buy out a junior like Hot Chili Copper. So later in the video I'll go through that. So you can compare the price now versus how many million tons they have in the ground versus the average buyout price that BHP would buy them out, and see how much money you could potentially make if they get everything set up. So they're at around 3 million tons now. It doesn't make sense for BHP to buy them out and build the mine, spend all the money on roads and all that until they get to about 5 million tons at least. But if the copper price goes up even more, because it's getting rarer and rarer and hard to find, then it could make sense. But they want to get to 5 million, and the time they're at 5 million, they're setting up the mine. They're doing more drilling anyway, and there's copper. There's bound to be copper around here. They just got to drill, prove it's there, and know it's worthwhile to dig it out. So anyway, this new announcement for this new geochemical target, um, advanced three-dimensional 3D geochemical targeting using multi-entitlement surface geochemical data has been applied for the first time across Hot Chili's things. So it's been applied, and they got this big target here. They say that these targets are bigger than the main porphyry. So this would be the main porphyry here. It's about 1 million tons of copper. So they say that these other targets are about the same size as that being Santiago Z. Looking probable from the surface, that is, so they have to drill out and see. So they add another 1 million tons here. From each one, they get to about 5 million. Not to mention they're upgrading this one here. So they're drilling that out now, and they'll bring out an upgrade in the fourth quarter of this year. So basically, you got to drill it out. I know it takes quite a long time to drill. Then you have to send it away. Apparently, it's 44 days from you get out of the ground, send it away to get tested, and they give you the results back. And you can say, we've got this much copper. We've proved it this many times by drilling so many times. So these guys are just trying to think where the copper is, and they drill to prove it. And you buy in now because you think that the value of this company is going to outstrip the value of money due to their copper, if that makes sense. So anyway, 3 million tons of copper, and you compare this project to others around the world. This is quite large, so it's a tier 2 asset moving up to a tier 1. And now I'll go into how much people pay for a tier 1 asset. So come to this video by Babe Investments. You probably already subscribed to him, who knows. So here, click there. I've put the comment here, key point. So this guy basically says, the research says that 7 to 9 cents per pound of contained copper is what someone like BHP would pay for a person at pre-feasibility stage. That is like Hot Chili, pretty much is there or almost there. So you convert that to million tons. So for every million tons, you get 150 million USD to 200 million USD. So go on the low side. Hot Chili has 3 million tons, so that's 450 million USD. They're actually trading at about 130 million USD if you do the conversions. So that's Australian. So convert that to USD, it's around 120 million or something USD. So there could be a good forex, and then in the future, who knows, they might drill something crazy out and say, whoa, we got a big thing here. And I know you're not going to make, if it was that easy, if it was a 10x was likely like that, everyone would already be in it. So just remember, just be happy with the 4x or something like this, or even just not to lose your money. And just remember, EVs are coming. You'll probably look around, you'll see EVs are coming out slowly but surely. And just remember, when you're going down a hill and you're putting the brakes on in your petrol vehicle, you're not getting any energy back. But in your EV you are. You're recharging the battery and saving brakes. It just makes a lot of sense. Cleaner for the environment, no noise. Especially for like garbage trucks, things like that. Like driving a truck with that noise going around is just really annoying. So what else can I say? Hot Chili, they're just finding where the copper is, drilling it out slowly but surely, getting it ready for someone like BHP come along, get out of the ground, so we can all have electric vehicles, which is what everyone's probably pushing for. So copper, supply versus demand. There's a nice picture here. I know what's on here somewhere. Wait a minute. Images, I've seen this before, be right here. No, that is not right. So anyway, supply demand, so the demand is going to outstrip the supply, meaning the price will go up. I typed in the wrong thing. I wanted copper discoveries. So here we go. Oh, what have we done? So anyway, sorry about this, guys. Oh, I'm gonna close it down. So anyway, if you can just zoom in. There we go. So the money, that's the money they spent trying to find copper. Budgets. They spent all this money up here, and they couldn't find any. This is what they found. And hot chili is one of very few discoveries that they found. So that's why I put money into hot chili. Also, they gave me a big discount compared to the share price and the capital raising. So maybe you want to buy a little bit, wait until next year. They have to raise money to drill the holes. If they haven't really shot up in value because they find like some crazy drill result, which they probably won't, because the average in Chile is about 0.5% of copper. If you don't know, most of the copper in the world comes from Chile, and it's at 0.5% of copper. So every million tons, or say 200 tons of copper, you get, sorry, tons of the dirt, you get 1 ton of copper. So it's not much, but it's the only way to get the copper out of the ground. And that's what I'm going to say. So hot chili is a good one with good upside potential. Remember, money is not easy. If it was that easy, everyone would be in it. So it's a risk versus reward. And you limit risk by knowing what you're buying. So some people just buy it saying, oh, it's going to go up. My dad told me. My friend told me. But you probably want to know how the company sits compared to its competitors and why it is going to. Because then when it drops down, you're not worried because you're just waiting for it to hit the good price you see in 5 to 10 years. Well, that's how I look at it anyway. Best share I bought was this. I did a 4.5x. I bought this. It's at $6 today. I bought this at like $1.06 average. You'll see here. This is when this guy on YouTube talked about it. He talked about Teslas. Shot up. I bought around here somewhere. I saw it like double and come back down. And it's just gone crazy. It's just gone crazy. So why did I buy Novonix? It had a thing. The company market cap. It's funny it doesn't show it here, but when I bought it, the market cap was like 500 million, and it said if they achieve what they're going to achieve with one part of the business being the graphite side, graphite goes in the battery, they're going to make 500 million a year. So it was like a pretty no-brainer if they get to that 500 million a year, that it's going to be worth a lot more than 500 million. And if they only got to 200 million a year, then it still made it look very attractive. So the risk to reward was very good, and I just held and held through these ups and downs. It's probably going to drop back down. I'll see a bit of red days, but I'm not worried. But it is actually very high now. Although that 500 million I was talking about was only on the graphite side, and they had another side, the cathode side, which could make equal amount of money. So right now they're building the plant to make 10,000 tons per annum of synthetic graphite, which is the best graphite for your battery compared to natural. And they know this because they know everything about batteries. Novonix, too late to buy them now. The risk reward is gone, so yeah, I haven't really looked at any companies, but that's how you look at it. You find some company with a roadmap, you think, why are they going to do it? Do they have a special advantage over competitors? They did because they tested all the batteries for Panasonic, and they could test their own batteries, see what was going to work. They knew synthetic graphite was the way of the future. It didn't degrade like natural graphite. It was the here and now, so they're focusing on that. So they're going to 10,000 tons per annum of synthetic, and they aim to get 150,000 tons per annum, which will give them that $500 million a year profit when everyone goes to EVs eventually. So get them for the lineup, and yeah, who knows, this will drop back down. But Yes, that's what I can say. You just want to buy something where it has a great chance, the risk reward is on your side, and can I say that risk reward is not that great in stocks right now, so I wouldn't be putting a lot of money into stocks unless you know something others don't and you're really sure about that. But don't listen to someone unless you research yourself, because they probably don't know. Unless they can tell you why they have competitive advantage over any other company that they're in business with, unless they can explain that to you, then they're just idiots and they don't know what they're talking about. So anyway, Hot Chili, I think was, oh Max, you could have got this. So if you knew about copper stocks and even through COVID could see that we're eventually going to go V's, you could have got Hot Chili at 1 cent and you beat a 4x right now. And I'm hoping for a 4x from this price here. So that you'd be 4 times 4, 16, 16x. And who knows, like, find some crazy amounts of copper, we could be on the way up. Dun, dun, dun. That's it for this video. So that's just an update for Hot Chili. Pretty much just finding where the copper is. All the copper in the world is in Chile, and they just got to find where in Chile it is and get it out of the ground and make money. So if you believe in electric vehicles will be the way of the future, which why wouldn't you? We're not going to stay with, people are going to work out how to make the batteries cheaper. Everyone's going to make the supply chain better. Like, these people are going to have machines to move the batteries around, make it cheaper, and we be saying goodbye to petrol vehicles sooner rather than later. As soon as it makes more sense for the electric vehicle, it's like it's going to be a no-brainer to buy an electric vehicle compared to a petrol one on cost per fuel and all that. Especially because you're getting the fuel from the sun, they're probably going to have solar panels on them. Who knows? Anyway, we'll go in that direction. So everyone's aiming to make it cheaper, and eventually it will be. And they'll need the copper, but the copper is limited. So anyone with copper is probably a good steed to make money. And that's it for this video. Thank you and good night.